A few months ago, I was in the market for a new car. And after doing my online research, I narrowed it down and reached out to 3 local dealerships. 2 of the responses I got back were particularly underwhelming.
Yeah, hey Taylor. Yeah, no, thanks for reaching out. Oh, I got something that I know you'll like. You got 30 minutes next week? Looking forward to it.
But the 3rd response changed my buying expectations forever. In fact, the experience this salesperson created was so helpful, so human, and so trustworthy that it restored my faith in sales kind. So what did this intrepid seller do to have such a massive impact? How did he get my entire buying committee excited to purchase before we even got a live demo? You know, the test drive? Well, we'll discuss that, along with what it can mean to humanize your sales process in a digital world on our first ever episode of Salespeople. When was the last time you had to make a big purchase decision that involved working with someone in sales? Do you recall what that experience was like? Were you talking to a sales rep who seemed desperate to hit their quota? Or were you connecting with a real salesperson who was genuinely trying to help? Did they connect with you digitally, purely as a means to book that face-to-face meeting? Or did they use a digital-first approach to create a better, more personal, and even more human buying experience than ever before? Wait, digital can make us more human? When 80% of decision makers prefer remote sales interactions, it's time to adapt to make the digital experience every bit as meaningful as the face-to-face. The pandemic hit the gas pedal in the world of sales, accelerating straight toward the new digital-first world. Meeting prospects in person is no longer common, and even connecting with them for a phone call or video chat may be a luxury. Sales is becoming increasingly virtual and asynchronous. Now let's step back and look at the 3 distinct yet connected trends that are driving us towards a new world of digital-first sales, and the big problem that we're all facing as a result. It's where we all go to find answers to the important questions, like what the temperature is outside, what the capital of Morocco is, or what the heck account-based marketing actually means. It's where we connect with people to learn more about them, to exchange ideas, and to build and maintain a personal relationship, whether it be via social networks, online communities, or direct digital exchanges. And it's where we go for social proof. Whether we're looking for recommendations for a great new restaurant, an ABM tech provider, or which vehicles are best for a family of 6 with a hate-on for minivans. Online networks, social media platforms, and even virtual events are offering new ways to discover and connect with prospects without ever having to leave the comfort of our desk chairs, couches, hammocks, or wherever people are working these days. And of course, 2020 was the year that online video became truly normalized in the world of sales, giving us new opportunities to leverage the benefits of digital interactions while preserving that personal and human touch, whether you sell software, services, or even cars. The most important trend of all, the one that trumps everything else. The expectations and preferences of your buyers has changed a lot over the last few decades, and even within the last year. We're in a Netflix, Amazon, and Google world where people expect on-demand experiences that don't require them to book a meeting or to wait to see it live. But at the same time, even in a digital-first world, strike that, especially in a digital-first world, they crave personal connections, authenticity, and a sense of trust, especially when they're making a major purchase decision on a critical new product or service, or in my case, a new car. These three massive shifts are all continuing to accelerate, pushing us further and further into a virtual business world where our communities live and interact online, where remote selling is the new normal. You're gonna love it. And where our buyers expect new types of experiences that offer them more control and flexibility. In a world where most, if not all, interactions will happen online, you risk losing the most critical aspect of what makes you a great seller. You, your personality, your passion, your authenticity, your empathy. In a digital-first world, it's easier than ever to be yet another sales rep. But it's harder than ever to be a real salesperson. Now, let's go back to my own car buying experience to see firsthand how this one modern salesperson stood out from those other sales reps by embracing digital first without losing sight of the importance of creating a personal connection. Instead of the same old templated email asking me to schedule time to come into the dealership, here's the response he sent me. Right off the bat, this email stands out from the others thanks to the customized video message right at the top. It's digital, but it's also human. It's virtual, but it feels refreshingly real. But the real magic happened when I clicked play. Not only did he take a moment to introduce himself more personally, so I could get to know who he is, but he took the time to show me a car that they had at the dealership that matched my interests. Unlike the others, he didn't just say, "I've got something you'll like." He actually backed up his claim and showed me right then and there. He spent about 5 minutes walking me through the vehicle so I could see what it looked like, how the interior felt, and what his personal favorite features were. He showed me how the third row seats popped up and down, and even where the USB ports were for my kids to charge their devices. In less than 10 minutes, on my own time at home, I was able to meet him personally, to see exactly what he had to offer me, and to get my key questions clearly answered. And not only that, I was able to bring in each member of my buying committee, in this case my wife and kids, to see it all for themselves. And after they watched the video, they only had one question left. When can we get it? When can we get it? This experience felt like the exact opposite of the other two. It was genuine, authentic, and trustworthy. It was extremely helpful and valuable. It was self-service and available on my time, on demand. And most importantly, it made me feel like I was connecting with a salesperson rather than being sold to by a sales rep, despite the fact that I had never met him in person and possibly never would. This is just one example of how sellers can adapt, rather than simply react, to a world where remote selling is the norm and buyer expectations are changing. There are countless ways to embrace new mindsets, new skills, and new strategies for standing out in a digital-first sales world and earning more business. We'll explore many of these ideas throughout this series to discover new ways to embrace a digital-first sales world without losing the people in salespeople.